In less than 2 days, more than 25,000 signatures appeared on a petition demanding the removal of Perfect Crown, a drama once expected to become South Korea's next ratings monster, fueled by the star power of IU and Byun Woo-suk. Yet the number itself is more than a statistic. It reflects a cultural earthquake. Audiences are not merely disappointed in an entertainment product, many feel that the nation's historical identity has been insulted. What makes the situation even more striking is the speed at which events unfolded. A project backed by immense anticipation, top-tier celebrities, aggressive promotional campaigns, and ambitions to dominate global OTT platforms suddenly transformed into a show some viewers want erased entirely. If the petition reaches 50,000 signatures within 30 days, the matter could be formally reviewed by a parliamentary committee, an outcome few could have imagined when the series first premiered. But what exactly pushed public anger far beyond the level of an ordinary television controversy? When historical distortion stops being a minor detail. Many Korean historical dramas have faced criticism for excessive fictionalization, but Perfect Crown has become a special case because it touches the most sensitive nerve in South Korean society, collective memory surrounding sovereignty and national identity. The backlash intensified dramatically in episode 11, when Grand Prince Leon, played by Byun Woo-suk, ascended the throne. During the coronation scene, the character wore a royal crown adorned with 9 strings of beads, an image many viewers associated with periods in which Korea functioned within a tributary order under Imperial China. According to arguments spreading rapidly across Korean social media, if the fictional kingdom in the drama is portrayed as an independent nation, the king should have worn a more symbolically powerful crown associated with sovereign authority. This was no longer viewed as a debate about costume design or artistic styling. For many Koreans, it became a perceived distortion of national history. The tension escalated further when court officials were shown praising the king with a term some critics argue was historically associated with subordinate states, rather than language befitting the ruler of an independent nation. A few seconds of dialogue turned into the spark for a broader debate over historical consciousness, national pride, and the limits of creative freedom. To outraged viewers, this was not a small mistake. It was perceived as an insult. Why did public anger escalate to the point of a parliamentary petition? For outside observers, one question may seem puzzling: why could a television drama provoke such an intense national reaction? The answer lies in modern Korean history. For decades, South Korea has cultivated its cultural identity with a deeply protective mindset shaped by historical experiences of foreign influence, colonization, and disputes over heritage. Public controversies involving hanbok, kimchi, dynastic history, or national symbols frequently explode into major social debates. That reality pushed Perfect Crown into dangerous territory. As social media users dissected costumes, props, royal rituals, and alleged borrowing of foreign cultural elements, outrage shifted from a single controversial scene to a much larger concern. Was a major Korean drama unintentionally, or deliberately, misrepresenting Korean history before a global audience? After all, K-dramas today are no longer designed solely for domestic consumption. They function as instruments of cultural soft power. In the minds of many viewers, an inaccurate historical detail is not simply a writing mistake, it risks reshaping how the world understands Korea itself. Why apologies were not enough? Facing mounting criticism, the production team moved quickly to issue public apologies. They promised to edit audio, subtitles, and problematic scenes for rebroadcast versions and streaming platforms. Scenes at the center of controversy would reportedly be removed. The director, screenwriter, IU, and Byun Woo-suk all publicly apologized. A promotional pop-up store in Seoul even shut down earlier than planned. Under ordinary entertainment industry logic, these actions should have eased tensions. Instead, the opposite happened. Public anger did not disappear. It changed targets. From drama controversy to an IU backlash, why did the actress become the center of criticism? One recurring pattern in Korean celebrity scandals is that when a collective mistake occurs, the most famous individual often becomes the primary target. This time, that person was IU. Following the controversy, online communities revisited the singer-actress's past dispute surrounding Z's, a song from 2015 that once sparked criticism over allegedly inappropriate thematic interpretation. What stands out is that many of today's attacks are not entirely about Perfect Crown. Instead, they form what could be described as a cumulative file, where a present controversy becomes justification for reopening every previous criticism. It is one of the harshest realities of Korean celebrity culture. Once a public image cracks, old controversies are often placed back on trial. Even unverified claims regarding IU's rumored multi-billion-won salary reportedly became fuel for public anger. In an environment where public sentiment had already turned hostile, such figures quickly transformed into symbols of perceived unfairness, regardless of whether the numbers were accurate. Perfect Crown, the failure of one drama or a warning for the entire K-drama industry? Perhaps the most alarming issue surrounding Perfect Crown is not criticism of acting quality or declining ratings. More serious is the possibility that it becomes a cautionary tale for a larger industry-wide question: how far can K-dramas globalize before compromising cultural authenticity? In an era of borderless content, producers increasingly aim to create dramas that feel more internationally accessible, visually grander, and globally marketable. Yet the further they expand, the greater the pressure to maintain historical credibility. Many Korean viewers are not angry simply because of a crown or ceremonial phrase. What infuriates them, according to the criticism surrounding the drama, is the feeling that national identity has been treated as something flexible, something that can be rewritten for dramatic convenience. And perhaps that is Perfect Crown's greatest tragedy: the drama is no longer being judged merely as entertainment. It has evolved into a battleground over national pride, cultural politics, and public trust. If left unresolved, this controversy may not simply mark the downfall of one television series. It could become a turning point that forces South Korea's entertainment industry to fundamentally rethink how history is represented on screen.